It has a warm art space where you can have art therapy and sewing therapy, that you can, release your feelings. We have group counseling, all the different services. We also have women's space if you came through us through emotional and domestic abuse. We have behavioral health services through Oaks Behavioral Health. So it sort of eliminates that problem of receiving services. Everything is in one place in that building. And then the top 2 floors are residences. And what they are set up like little suites for each family. We can house up to 38 families, the majority of whom are women and children. We have separate housing for families with males in the lower levels. We try to keep them separated because a lot of the families come from traumatic abuse situations sometimes, and we want to make sure that everyone is safe and secure. So that's our emergency shelter. Homefront also has at least 115, they might be up to 125 housing units that we own through our sister agency, Homes by TLC. But then we call them service-enriched housing because all of those people that live in those units have gotten their life to a point where they can afford to pay. The rule of thumb is 30% of your salary, right? Nobody should ever pay more than 30% of their income for housing purposes. So what we do is we rent out those units, and no one pays more than 30% of their salary. But not only do they have a place to live with that, they also get all the services that Homefront provides, and that's what I'm going to talk about in our second value, which is, everybody needs the tools and resources to succeed. And those tools and resources, sorry I'm talking off the mic, it's a little bit easier for me. Can everybody hear me this way? Yeah? Okay. It's a little bit easier to just be away from the mic for me. So those tools and resources that we're talking about are things like job training programs through our higher expectations, GAD and equivalency, like Jamie mentioned. We have resume writing, we have all those skills. We also have parenting classes for moms who are, sometimes we have underage moms, sometimes we have moms that come through us that are pregnant and have never had a baby, and they need parenting skills and parenting classes. And we have therapy sessions. We have all those different services are tools and resources that people can use to make their life better. We have different, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here. But those are the tools and resources that we have. There's lots of different programs. So there are over 35 programs at Homefront, so I'm not going to list every single one of them, but they're really life skill resources is what I'm talking about. And then the third thing is the basic stuff of life, okay? Everybody needs the basic necessities to live, right? You need food, you need diapers, you need hygiene care, you need furniture, all of those things. That's our warehouse here at 1880 Princeton Avenue, which is your neighbor. That is where all that stuff comes. That's where all your donations go, and then they get sorted. And part of one of those programs is our free store. So we have a free store on Division Avenue where anybody can come who has a voucher from a referral, like Marshall County Board of Social Services, Children's Services, all the different agencies that refer clients to Homefront, they can get a voucher to receive items at the free store. It's clothing and housewares and, comforters and children's clothes and books and all of those things. People will come in with their voucher and they're able to shop just like they're shopping in a store. They can get as many bags of things as they would like, and that's why we call it the free store. And so all those donations that come into 1880 go over there. The furniture, we don't have room for there, so people can come to 1880 and pick out furniture there. So, and then we also do diapers. I don't know if you guys know, you guys know because Dr. Ingebrigtsen, I cannot pronounce that name, I'm so sorry.
That's why they call me Dr. Ing.
Dr. Ing, okay. Dr. Ing talked about the Diaper Drive. That's going on right now. Our Diaper Drive is going on from March 8th to May 7th, so it's in honor of Mother's Day. And so for 2 months, we are collecting diapers. Last year, we wanted to break a record, so we collected over 1 million diapers and wipes. We asked Guinness to come and certify it, and they wanted $12,000 to come to our location without even doing anything, just to come. And we said, well, we have a lot of people we can help with $12,000, so we're not going to do that, but we think we broke a record. So this year, our goal is $500,000. We're hoping we're going to get a lot more over that. But diapers, this is what I really want to emphasize is why it's important. They cost $70 to $80 per child, per family, per month. And I think the cost now, because of the pandemic, has grown. Diapers have gone up to almost 20% pre-pandemic to now. And that cost is debilitating for a lot of folks because daycares require you to provide diapers. Guess what? If you can't pay for diapers, you can't go to work because you can't take your child to work. And that's a big problem, right? So those kind of physical needs that we provide are not just about the physical need. They're about the consequences that occur if you can't have those needs, right? So, so things like diapers, hygiene kits, furniture, all of that. The next core value is children nurtured with love and care can succeed, can thrive, okay? Every one of our children's programs is based on that. We have Children's Champion for tutoring. We have JHD, which is Joys, Hopes, and Dreams. It's our after-school program. We provide a summer camp for all our clients. All our clients' children are eligible for the summer camp. So those things, we try to level the playing field for the kids. We have things like coding programs, art classes. We also have programs at the Lawrenceville Community Center, if any of you know about that. The Lawrenceville Community Center is owned by Lawrence Township, but it's run and managed by Homefront. So all of those programs nurture the kids, give them a safe place to be, teach them all the things that perhaps their parents could not provide. You might come from backgrounds where your parents can afford to send you to a coding class, or pay for that extra music lesson or that art lesson. And those are the things that we can, through the help of community members, volunteers. We have somebody that comes and teaches guitar, all of the things that they would not be able to afford on their own, they get the same privileges. And it's something that helps level the playing field and encourage them to be, the dream that you can be anything that you want to be if you're given the right resources to do that. So those are our core values and all the programs that we have to support those. Last year, we served over 52,000 people. So that's just an idea of what we do. We're a wraparound services agency. So the idea is to tackle the problem of poverty and breaking that cycle from 360 degrees, right? Just giving somebody food is not enough. Just giving somebody housing is not enough. You've got to be able to solve the problem from all angles. So we give the job training, we give the child care, we give all of those different things that you need to get your life together and move on to the next level is what Homefront's trying to provide. So these are just some numbers. I'm going to kind of skip over them. The big one here is the diapers. I mean, almost 800,000 diapers. It was close to 800 because these numbers, they increase before they're even written down. So, but that is, that's the one that I like to say. We had 475, 73, 75, something like that, families living. I gave you the exact numbers, but it changes week by week in our shelter. So that is why the numbers get a little bit up and down, give or take 2 families. And there's just some pretty pictures of our clients and our kids and our staff. So basically, I'm here to get you guys excited about Homefront, to tell you what, all the things that you can do, are already doing. Please get involved, be a part of this community. They're your neighbors. All our clients come from all over Mercer County. We don't just have clients from Trenton. We have, clients from all over. Hightstown, Hamilton, Lawrenceville, anywhere. So there we go, different things you can do. So you see you can volunteer. You can volunteer in our tutoring program. You can volunteer on our site at the warehouse, wrapping diapers, lifting boxes, disassembling shelves, those kind of things. There's lots of different opportunities depending on what your interest area is. We have a volunteer coordinator. That's a full-time dedicated volunteer coordinator. So if anybody does want to volunteer, you can go to our website, and under what you can do, there's all these different ways you can help. The next thing is, put together. Thanksgiving is one of our big drives. We have 4 drives a year. We have the Diaper Drive, the Back to School Drive, the Thanksgiving Food Drive, and then the Holiday Wishes Drive. So the Back to School and Holiday Wishes Drive, they work on that sponsorship model. So you can sponsor like a child or a family and buy the things for them that are specific to them. And a lot of people like to do that. A lot of parents will say, well, I have a 5-year-old that I'm going shopping for. Can you give me another 5-year-old to sponsor? And she can pick up something for somebody else. And it makes the kids feel good. I think you all will feel good. So that's just one way a couple of ways to help. The next thing is start a collection. So you can do a drive, which you guys have already done, but anything in your neighborhood, your church group, your community group, those kind of drives are all, whenever we have a drive, collections are really, really, that's what helps us sustain us all year long with the physical resources that we give out these drives. And we just joined this platform called Donor Drive. It's an app on your phone. It's called Donor Drive, and you download it, and you can create your own fundraiser. Like if a lot of folks have said, well, I'm doing a run, can you support me on this run? So it's sort of self-managed, so Homefront doesn't, what happens is Homefront will send out a thank you to anybody who's donated through this app. And so if you have parents, and let's say you're doing a run, or you are creating something like bracelets or whatever, you can sell bracelets to your friends and family and have them, donate through Donor Drive right to Homefront. So a lot of people have done that. There was a lady that climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, so she said, everybody sponsor me, and she raised over $10,000 through Donor Drive for Homefront. There was a gentleman who worked at a corporation that supports us, and he did the New York City Marathon, and he raised a lot of money from his colleagues for Homefront. So these kind of things you can do on Donor Drive, and it's self-managed, and it's a great little app to have on your phone whenever you want to support a cause. And lastly, I want to say, we partner with all these guys. We partner with Rescue Mission and with Trenton Area Soup Kitchen. I don't know if we worked with you, Brian, with Anchor House. Does Homefront work with you? I was last year. I just joined last year, so I'm sorry, I'm not aware. But yeah, so we all work together. Supporting one of us is supporting all of us. So I just wanted to make that clear. All right, thanks, guys. Any questions?
I'm saving the best for last for a very good reason. No pressure. Ms. Nikki Sproul-Graham is an ND alum. Let's give her, yes, put your hands together for ND alum. So Ms. Sproul-Graham is at the Trenton Rescue Mission, and I'd like to hear a little bit from you. And let's give her some ND love.
Hi, guys. I'm just going to keep this short. These, my comrades here have covered the gamut with what we all do, and that's provide wraparound services in Mercer County. At the Rescue Mission of Trenton, we are open 365, 24/7. So we have actual shelter services where single individuals come, men and women, they come and they basically live with us until they can become self-reliant and self-sustaining through programs that we provide and counseling services, social work services. If you are under 18 and have children, or if you're a young adult, you get sent to my friend Ben here at Anchor House. And if you have children or if you are expecting, you go to Homefront. And we also work in very close connection with Task, because we serve meals, 4 meals a day, 4 hot meals, and they're at different times, so we can, we sort of bob and weave so that everyone can take advantage of all of the services. Another one of our huge programs is addiction treatment services. And we have people that walk in and they need help with addiction. We have people that are court-ordered. But one thing I was discussing with Ben and Dr. Ng is how the face of homelessness and addiction has changed. You know, you think that when you see a Lifetime movie and someone is dirty and homeless and old and dusty, like that's not it anymore. You know, they're coming in and they look like you. You know, they are in their, you know, were in school or completed school, didn't complete school, had an injury, started on some pills, and the downward spiral is quick. So you're with us trying to get back on your feet and start where you can. So I'll get into like some personal stuff about how I got to the mission and wrap up that way. So this is my second career, my way of settling in my retirement type of work. I moved back from New York to New Jersey, and I knew I wanted to do something in the area. So I came back, and as a free agent, I did some PR work. I looked for the rest, I asked my mother, who worked for the city of Trenton for many years, who, could use my help. So reached out to the rescue mission, and I spoke with the executive director, and she said, well, we have this project, but I don't think that enough people know about the mission, or we can get enough, traction to get this done. So there was the Guinness World Record for the largest amount of clothing collected for donation. We also we have donation boxes, if you've seen the rescue mission donation boxes, and that goes to people with low or no income, and also in our emergency shelter. So she was like, we just don't have the support or, the presence, and I'm like, I have connections, I want to get, let's get some media outlets here, let's do this. So at the time, a company in Dubai held the record for years as the largest number of clothing items collected for donation. So we rounded up the schools, the colleges, our religious affiliates, and we did it. We still hold the record for the largest number of clothing items collected. And this is what brought me back permanently. I became in love with what they were doing, how people were involved. And it wasn't just a client-worker relationship. I got to know people that were there getting back on their feet. There were people that were getting up and going to work every day who, dressed like me, looked like me. And it was the people who also had the same idea of what service was. Like-minded thoughts is what also just really made me fall in love with that type of work. I would say the executive director, who has stepped down, it has been there over 40 years, but it was a family venture, and you have to be, you had to think in the way of how can I help, and you had to have that, I will do whatever it takes. I write grants and I serve food in the shelter. I put together hygiene kits and I write press releases. So when someone comes to our door, it's, are you hungry? Do you need an outfit? And another thing that I always remember when I first got there is that what I can eat for lunch is the same thing that we're serving in the shelter, served on a plate, served with silverware. And just them demanding that everyone be treated with respect and dignity is what really ignited and made me remember of the service days here at Notre Dame and how important it was, just as important as any other class, having a service class. I was in these seats, not these exact seats, but I was here in the old wooden seats before the whole rehab happened. So even though you guys look a little tired, be happy that there's a little cushioning there because, wow. But yes, all that started right here, and that service for culture, the service for, your city and beyond and wherever you go. You take that with you, and no matter what your profession is, you have to keep that with you. I'm a production stage manager by trade. I still do freelance and I still do those things, but my home and where I am comfortable is here. And I'm here and I'm gonna stay in New Jersey. My daughter will be going to school here next year, so I live right in Lawrenceville, and here we are. So hopefully I'll be able to talk to you guys soon, and we'll be able to talk after this, and thank you.
As I said, it was very interesting, Ms. Sproul-Graham, and also Ms. Parker, and their experiences, and Mr. Thornton with service in their youth. So it's something that you carry throughout your life, and I'm so glad that you mentioned that. Because of our time, we want you to get into doing what you're doing. So I'm going to ask Ms. Reed or Ms. Malley to come and direct us, and hopefully our presenters will come to you if they have the time while you're doing some of your projects to field any of your particular questions. But let's give them a round of applause for taking the time to come to speak to us. We appreciate it. doesn't matter.